Hello and welcome to Journey to Easter. Today is Monday, March 11th of the fourth week of Lent. My good buddy Frank Salvati and my good buddy Mike Rybicki both celebrating birthdays today. So happy birthday, Frank, and happy birthday, Michael. Always a great day to celebrate birthdays. Today's gospel is John, the fourth chapter, and there's a beautiful story where Jesus heals the son of a royal official. And it reads, "Now there was a royal official whose son was ill in Capernaum. When he heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him and he asked him to come down and to heal his son, who was near death. And Jesus said to him, 'Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will not believe.'" You know, the royal official returned to discover his son had been healed when he got back to the house. And, you know, we are told that he and his whole household came to believe. You know, some came to believe in Jesus only after he performed these miracles. You know, there's a good lesson to learn here. I mean, it's a beautiful story about faith, that this royal official, which did not have a religious background, did not have a Jewish background, and understanding what the Messiah was about. He knew there was something special about this man, Jesus. And he came to him, and humbled himself and said, "Can you heal my son? He is not well. He is about to die." And Jesus did it. But he also challenged people, to start thinking about, the power of God and the amazement of God beyond the signs that we tend to want to see. I mean, I think that's how we live our lives sometimes of faith, that, we have to see it, to believe it. And I get that. I mean, we're human, and we want to see it, so it'll help us in that understanding. But it's important, I think, to understand that really we should work to deepen our faith without always relying, upon the external signs. There's enough that we know about the facts of Jesus, about his life, about what he did, about how he changed people's lives. Not just to be a good person, but he gave them life. There's so much that we see in the stories, upon his resurrection, that, the eyewitnesses, that their lives were changed. If we begin to just, look upon them and how they really acted out of faith. I mean, when we think about the story of the early church, I mean, there were things that were happening to those people that were very difficult, very challenging. Some of them losing their lives just because of their faith, but they wouldn't waver. They still stayed true to their belief in Jesus because they knew that he was more than just a man. That he was more than just, a prophet, but that he was God. It wasn't always having to see it to believe it. 2 Corinthians, it talks about, walking by faith and not by sight. I can remember in the seminary, we used to have these discussion groups, and one of the professors posed the question to us, if they found the bones of Jesus today, if they actually found the bones of Jesus today, would it change your faith? And, that makes you think, because, we do rely so much upon seeing is believing. But, some things we do see deep within our heart. And I think over time, I've tried so hard to develop my faith deep down in my heart, not always in my mind, because I know that the more I believe, in my heart, I think it really transforms my life. I think it's hard, like I said, because as humans, we want to believe it, but we believe it because we see it. And Jesus is telling us, don't always rely on signs, because they're not always going to be there. But I want to tell you, God is real. I am real. And just believe. And I promise you that something good, something life-giving, something beautiful, will come with that faith deep in your heart. So I guess today we're challenged a little bit in this third week of Lent as we're entering into the fourth week. Do you have to or see it to believe it? Or do you believe it deep within your heart because God is revealing it to you deep within your heart? Continue your journey to Easter.